The movie starts in the year 1957. We see a priest carrying a small child as he enters a church and places him on the altar. There's a strange mark on the child's chest. After the priest finishes his prayer, he pulls out a dagger, and right before killing the child, he says that the boy is an evil seed. At that moment, 2 police officers enter the church and tell the priest to drop the weapon, but he refuses and tells them they don't know what they're doing. So they shoot him, kill him, and save the child. 30 years pass, and we see an exorcist priest named Father Merrick standing in front of a large monastery while smoking a cigarette. He goes inside and is welcomed by the head of the monastery, Andrzejah, who tells him they've been expecting him. Merrick sees a large number of monks inside, and Andrzejah explains that this isn't a monastery in the usual sense, but rather a treatment center for people possessed and controlled by evil spirits, and their mission is to free them from those demons and heal them. Andrzejah introduces Merrick to Brother Darwin, who's responsible for everything happening inside the monastery. Darwin gives Merrick a rosary as a gift, but Merrick refuses and tells him he already has his own. Darwin then takes Marek's bag and searches it, finding a pack of cigarettes, which he confiscates, saying smoking is forbidden in the monastery. Andrzejah shows Merrick to his room and tells him there's no electricity or phones available. Merrick thanks him and says he already knows and will be comfortable here. He enters his room, undresses, and we see the strange mark on his chest, revealing that he is the same child the priest tried to kill 30 years ago. Merrick opens his bag, revealing a secret pocket containing a gun and several other forbidden items. He also has part of a newspaper showing a missing girl whom authorities have been searching for, along with others who disappeared recently. He later eats with the monks and notices that the food looks strange and tastes even stranger, but since the monks eat it normally, he forces himself to eat. After dinner, he notices many locked rooms containing people said to be possessed. Among them is a girl named Blondie, and the head monk is seen praying for her. Merrick returns to his room, takes a shower, and the cross on the wall suddenly moves on its own without him noticing. The next day, the head monk begins an exorcism ritual inside a strange-looking room. Merrick attends along with others, all holding candles. The possessed person is the same girl, Blondie. They tie her to the bed to prepare for the exorcism and set up a camera to record everything. The priest sprinkles holy water on her 3 times, causing her to shake violently and try to break free. He continues chanting in Latin, and the monks repeat after him. The rhythm gets faster, and suddenly Blondie rises violently, screaming in Andrzejah's face. Everyone panics as the bed shakes violently, and she trembles harder with every prayer. Andrzejah holds a cross while praying. Blondie suddenly screams, "Fire!" and flames burst from the cross, catching it on fire. Then the evil spirit leaves her body. Merrick goes back to his room, washes his face, and when he touches the mirror, it suddenly shatters, terrifying him. Later, he leaves his room and sees a strange-looking door. As he approaches it, Brother Darwin stops him, telling him it's the head monk's office and no one is allowed inside without permission. Merrick quietly leaves. At dinner, Merrick is forced to eat the strange food again but can't handle it, and throws up everything he ate, rushing back to his room. There, he feels sharp pain in his teeth, pulls out one of his molars, and sees a strange-looking fly crawling out of it. Late that night, after everyone falls asleep, Merrick sneaks into the head monk's office. He uses a small tool hidden in his rosary to unlock the door. Inside, he finds a large painting, and behind it, a hidden room filled with videotapes. He plays one of the tapes and discovers the exorcism is fake, completely staged. He then goes to the exorcism room to investigate. He finds that the bed is engineered to move when triggered and that there's a loud fan underneath it. He also finds an empty syringe. He examines the cross that Andrzejah used and discovers a lighter fixed to the back of it, the source of the fire. Merrick realizes the entire exorcism ritual is a deception, a performance staged by the monks. The next day, everyone gathers in the church for prayer. The abbot asks Merrick to lead the prayer, so Merrick begins, but he stumbles over the words. The abbot then asks Pyotr, his assistant, to take over instead. During dinner, A strand of hair comes out of Marek's mouth from the food he's eating. Shocked and disgusted, he rushes out and heads straight back to his room, overwhelmed by fear and anxiety. He feels that something very wrong is happening in this place. He opens his bag, takes out his gun, and puts it in his pocket. Then he burns the newspaper page that had the missing girl's report, the same girl they had pretended to exorcise. That same night, he sees a group of monks digging a grave and burying a coffin. He hurries to make sure the girl who supposedly had the demon cast out is still in her room, but unfortunately she's gone. Suddenly, Pyotr appears behind him and tells him they need to talk in the church immediately. They meet, and Pyotr tells Marek that all the priests have been watching him and know everything he's been doing, and that he's in great danger. Marek reveals that he's not actually a priest, but an undercover officer investigating the disappearance of the girl, after receiving a report that she was brought to the monastery. Pyotr then shares the truth with him. The exorcism ritual is a complete scam staged by the abbot in order to film videos and send them to the Vatican to get money, supplies, and support. He warns Marek that if the monks catch them talking, they'll kill both of them, and that his life is in serious danger. Marek returns to his room and searches for anything they might be using to spy on him. Then he heads to the kitchen to find out what kind of meat he had been eating. When he gets there, he discovers inside a large freezer a huge number of murdered women's bodies. He realizes they are the same women he had been searching for and understands that the meat he ate with the monks was actually their flesh. At that moment, Pyotr arrives and is shocked by the sight of the hanging corpses. Marek tells him they need to escape immediately. But instead, Pyotr takes him to an ancient library in the monastery and pulls out an old book containing a legend. The legend says that a certain person will be born, and he must be killed at birth, because if he grows up, he will eat the flesh of 7 wicked women and drink the blood of an innocent woman. Once the ritual is complete, and the prophecy fulfilled, he will transform into a demon and bring death and destruction to the world. Pyotr tells him that the abbot believes Marek is that person from the legend. At that moment, it becomes clear that the abbot and all the monks are followers of the devil, and that the monastery itself is actually a place of satanic worship. They have been waiting all this time to complete the ritual and summon the devil. Meanwhile, Marek flips through the book and finds a picture of a child with the same mark that he himself has on his chest. But he refuses to believe this story and tells Pyotr they have to escape immediately. Pyotr says he knows a secret underground tunnel they can use to get out. They reach the tunnel, crawl through it, and eventually come out into a large cave. But suddenly, they hear a sound, and 2 monks jump them and start beating them. Marek realizes Pyotr has betrayed him and that everything was planned from the beginning. A short while later, we see that they have tied Marek to a wooden pillar, and all the monks are dressed in red robes as a sign of their devotion to the devil. Andrusaya tells Marek that everything that happened was meticulously planned, and that he personally brought him to the monastery because he is certain Marek is the chosen one mentioned in the book, the one who will turn into a demon once the ritual is performed exactly as written. He tells him that they have waited 800 years for this moment, and that the temple was built over the exact location of the gate of hell, which they believe is inside the well beside them, the place from which the devil will rise and enter his body. After that, he takes control of the world, turning people into his servants. Once he finishes speaking, they prepare to perform the final step in their ritual, which is drinking the blood of an innocent human. They bring Blondie, the girl they pretended to be exorcising earlier, then they slit her throat and collect the blood pouring out of her. Each one of the monks drinks from that blood. After they all finish, they force Malek to drink it as well. Then the temple monks begin to pray, calling on the devil to rise from the well and enter Malek's body. But when they finish praying, nothing happens. The devil doesn't appear. At that moment, Pyotr starts mocking them and becomes visibly anxious. The monks look at each other, wondering if they forgot any part of the ritual. Pyotr checks the ancient book again, but he can't find anything missing, nor can he figure out whether what they did was correct or not. Eventually, they admit their attempt has failed and tell the rest of the monks to leave and return to their rooms. They plan to hold a meeting the next day to discuss what happened. Some of the monks warn that the police will come looking for Marka. Pyotr grabs his dagger and kills him. The monks then throw the body into the well so there's no evidence left behind. The head priest returns and starts drinking heavily, frustrated and devastated by the failed ritual, not noticing that the cross on the wall has turned upside down. Shortly after, Pyotr arrives, lifts him off the floor, places him on the bed, and suffocates him with a pillow, believing he's the reason the devil wasn't summoned. The next morning, the temple monks take the bodies of the women they killed and burn them. At that moment, Pyotr calls them over and shows them the body of the head priest, pretending to be deeply saddened by his death. They choose him as the new head of the temple. Meanwhile, we return to Park and discover that he's still alive. He looks around and sees countless skeletons. Suddenly, his body starts shaking violently as if he's about to transform. At the same time, Pyotr and all the temple monks gather to pray over a corpse. During the prayer, Pyotr loses control of his body, trembling uncontrollably. The book falls from his hand, and he can't speak or move. The monks stare at him in confusion, not understanding what's happening. Suddenly, Pyotr rises into the air and screams in agony. His body then disintegrates and vanishes. A moment later, the devil emerges from behind the altar. The monks finally realize that the ritual did not fail. They actually succeeded in summoning the devil, and he's standing right there before them, though they have no idea who he truly is. They all scream in terror and try to flee, but the devil paralyzes them on the spot. No one can move. Then he lifts them all into the air, flips them upside down, and begins torturing them. Something strange happens. Dead flowers and trees begin to bloom again. This means the dead will return to life, and the living will die, all because of the devil they summoned. The devil takes full control of the temple and everyone inside it. Moments later, the roof splits in half, the sky tears open, thunder roars violently, and fear spreads everywhere. All of it signals the return of evil to the world and the beginning of a new global order led by the devil, who will rule humanity and dominate the entire world. And that's where our movie ends. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.